Yeah, and we're live. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, LinkedIn. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
All right. Okay. We just got the countdown clock where everything connects and everything will be perfect in a moment's time, and we'll be with you. Right. Alexa, what is the temperature?
At the moment, it's 24 degrees Celsius. Today, you can expect a high of 33 degrees.
You've turned on Alexa on.
Yeah, but the microphone's set to voice only, so it can actually hear Alexa.
Yeah. Okay. As I say, you've turned on as well.
Yeah. Let's just sort this out. Hang on, just a second. Okay. Right, Peter's out and about in the kitchen. Welcome to the show. And this is Blabbing for Britain. Episode, I hope this is right. Episode 336. Okay.
Right.
And welcome. And we have a viewer. Welcome. If you want to say hello, then we'll feature your comment on screen. Yeah, okay. So John may be with us later, but basically we just say get well soon, John.
Yeah.
He, Celia, and Tom have all got COVID. So we'll see you on either side of the. Because Peter, how long did it take you to recover from?
Well, I think I have recovered now, but there was a time I was dreadful. I mean, January. I think it took about 6 months, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't so long ago. I was just drop dead tired. And Sheila is tired, but she puts in a lot of effort, you know. I knew she was getting better when she was tidying up the house and hoovering and getting on my feet and that. So,
Yeah.
but then she said she was really tired, so it'll take a while, you know.
Yeah, indeed. As you say, everybody's going to get it sooner or later. So
Yeah.
you still
So
do
no
best.
matter, yeah. So
Sorry?
no matter what you do, folks, you're going to get it.
But at least if we dial back sort of 2.25 years, it was a different proposition, wasn't it, when you actually got it?
Yeah, I mean, my friend is away at hospital yesterday, and he's just, I wish it would. Right, what I'm going to do is turn you off. This new phone, I don't know how to work it yet, and every time that's me getting notification that you're on now.
That's
Turn
okay.
off
We're not hearing
Stephen.
it. We can't hear a thing.
That phone was right next to the computer.
Nope.
A really loud signal. I hate the signal it gives it. And you've come up on the side, blabbing for Britain. So anyway, let's carry on. Let's get into what the meat of the thing. Stephen, are you keeping fine?
Yeah, all is well. I mean, enjoying the sunshine, keeping out of the sun. It's going to be 33 degrees today. I mean, the thing is that in Great Britain, we just don't have aircon, do we?
No.
It's only
Doing the
about
car. I do in the van.
Yeah, yeah. You can sit in the van all day.
Well, the thing is, not I've got go in a van much, but the thing is, Stephen, that there's a thing going on. If you push this, it'll use 20% of that. But somebody says if you open your windows in your car or your van and you're driving, the drag will use your fuel as well. So it's a catch-22, you know. And so the air conditioning, I use the air conditioning in my van now, and it's very good. And when I got the van, I got them from France, and you don't get, there wasn't any instructions with them, believe it or not. So I just learned it all from YouTube. And one of the best things I found is when I go to Dundee, is the thing where you push and it stays at the speed limit that you want it to. It's a great thing. you know.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, YouTube's so useful, isn't it?
Oh,
if you want to know anything,
yeah.
If you get something new.
Yeah. You just couldn't live without it now. Now, having said that, right, it's been said that people can't remember, woohoo Stephen Healy. Oh, I'm Peter, by the way, you can woohoo me. And so just to say to people, there's already talk about electricity being cut for days. All these sorts of things may come. So get your candles, get your power torches, get your wind-up torches, everything like that ready, because we may be in for a bad winter. What do you think?
I'll come back to that in a second. Say good morning to Karen, who's saying hello. And also, Karen, welcome, and thanks for joining Peter and I. And I'm watching live at 4 a.m. in the US. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I think that. But sorry, can you repeat the question, Peter? Because I've lost the plot. Carry on.
Okay, right. So what I was saying is to any listeners in the UK or anything like that, we better start getting used to the thought of not having electricity, having power cuts. We're going to have strikes. I think we're in for a winter of discontent again.
I totally agree, Peter. I mean, the thing is that the National Grid, well, people who know all about power have seen that they're just not going to have enough power. And if you don't have enough power, you've got to ration it. And if you ration it, then you've got to tell people that you can't have power between these hours. And talking of the power, John, the power Upton, is down in the is going to join us in a second. This minute. I've got the signal.
Lively.
All right.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm not quite sure what's happened there.
No, you inverted. And we say good morning to Roland in Wiltshire. Good morning, Roland. He's got the power. John has got the power. Okay, John, welcome. And
good morning. I'm not sure why I'm so big.
Right. We're just talking about the winter power cuts that are going to come that can't be avoided.
Didn't know we were going to get any.
Right, yeah, we were told this week, Peter, weren't we?
Yeah. They're talking about, well, basically a winter of discontent. If you remember that, we had that before. We're going to have strikes. Everybody's threatening strike now. The Royal Mail, the trains, no doubt the buses will start. And just things are changing. And we bet the day that the phones are taken down, there'll be people shaking all over the place. They'll be having fits.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's going to have
all of this.
Buy your wind-up torches. That's a good idea. And be prepared. Candles, torches, generator. I mean, you can buy a generator, can't you?
Yeah.
If it comes to that. But if there's no power, there's no internet. If there's no internet, there's no Blabbing for Britain. If there's no Blabbing for Britain, what do we do?
See, bye. The BBC hasn't mentioned any of this at all.
No, John, you'll have to repeat that.
I said this seems to have passed the BBC by. There's been no reporting of this sort of thing on the BBC this week.
Told you, don't look at the BBC. Well, look at the BBC, then go and look at for something else too. I keep telling you this.
Yeah. Sky or YouTube.
Yeah. And I was listening to something about Ricky, yeah, Tory leadership race, Roland. Ricky was asked a few questions. He doesn't live in the Ricky doesn't live in the real world. He just doesn't, you know. Did you know what was he know? Just check this up. Did you know that he didn't know there was online payments or something like that? Or paying by card? Did you know that? Was something like that come up?
Yeah, I mean, they do live an
money.
isolated life. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
£30,000 a year to do what for his house? Do you know what it is?
Nope.
No.
To heat the swimming pool.
Of course. Well, with our weather, yeah, but just a minute, I've got to. John, can you see what's on, or Peter, can you see what's on the side?
Yes. Now, whose mic there is? I don't know.
No idea.
It's maybe spam, is it?
It won't.
Yeah, it's somebody asking for
okay.
something.
Right.
Okay, I'll totally ignore it then. We'll come back to your point in a minute, Peter. Roland is saying, really good review of what's going on in a well-researched blog. Oh, thank you, Roland. Check that out afterwards. So there's a link to what Peter and I and John are talking about, and there's the corrected link. Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about the leadership contest?
Well, we might as well. Let's get it over and done with. Now, I'll sit back and I'll let you tell you two gentlemen what you think about it.
All right. Okay. Right. From my point of view, they are trying to get the votes of 160,000 people. A very small proportion of the country. I don't think a prime minister should be elected by 160,000 people. So first of all, I think the principle is wrong. The way they go about it is wrong. If there is to be a change of prime minister, then the MP should do it. End of. You shouldn't give it to the public. Never. We know this, that if you give a vote to the public, they're going to get it wrong. I can think of a particular vote that took place in 2016, where the public were asked a question they should never have been asked. Yeah, don't get the public involved. And the thing is, despite the fact that they try to say that this 160,000 are representative of the British population as a whole, English population as a whole, they're not. They are not representative of the British population. They are older, more likely to be retired than not, more likely to live in the southeast than not, and they don't represent. Well, they don't represent the country; they represent members of the Conservative Party. So I don't think the contest should be taking place at all, Peter. I think it should have stopped. The MPs should have chosen between the two of them and said, right, okay, Richie, it's your turn. You've got it for a year. And then if you don't do a good job, then we'll have Liz for a second year. John?
No, you know something? Somebody asked me the other day, you'll be getting a vote, will you, Peter? I used to be a member of the Conservative Party and paid up member. And they didn't believe in it last year when I says, I'm not a member anymore. I'm not paying. I don't know who I'm voting for. But I just think, see, Ricky has caused the problem by basically backstabbing Boris, right? And all this political fallout has happened, right? And it's just a mess. If I hope Liz Truss gets in, she reminds me of Maggie Thatcher. I hope she gets in and sorts out certain things like illegal immigration. She's given tax cuts, people can spend their money. Now, I'll tell you what I would do tomorrow morning. That 25% green tax, I would cut it tomorrow morning and say, we're not in a position for it just now. Right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And
you've got
too much minority groups are getting above the majority, right? And I don't know if you know Lawrence Fox. It's all to do with this. A guy put out a retweet of Lawrence Fox's tweet. Okay, do you know what happened next?
I can but despair, Peter. What happened to him next?
7 police officers turned up at his door. An ex-sergeant major, I think he was Royal Marines actually, because he retweeted Lawrence Fox's post. They turned up. And Lawrence Fox turned up as well with a team of people, and they said to the police, why are you arresting this man? He's offended somebody online. He says, I put out the original tweet. Why don't you arrest me? They didn't do it. So what happened? They arrested the man, put him in handcuffs, arrested the other ex-policeman who is involved with this free speech. He got arrested too. However, their own commissioner or something like that, someone high up within that area said, why are 7 police turning up for a job like this when you're not turning up for burglaries?
Yeah.
Oh, you say you say you're a granny, you've been burgled. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll give you the crime number. Bye.
Yeah.
And then the guy I don't know if I'll just finish with this. He said, they said to him, we will not charge you if you pay a £60 fine on the spot and you go to a course to make your mind think another way. And he never done it. He says, I'm not paying you. The courses after that confrontation, because it's been all over the news, they've now dropped them. End of story.
They've now dropped it.
They've dropped the whole course.
All right. Okay.
It's like retraining you. Just sticking you in and saying, Stephen, you're too liberal. You've got to come and you've got to think more to the right. So here's this course.
Right.
You pay £60 to go on it too, by the way.
Yeah.
How would you like that?
It's a bit 1984-ish, Peter.
Correct.
Yeah, double think.
It didn't go on the mainstream news. It went on GB News, and it was widely seen. And the commissioner has pulled the course. And that's the society we're living in. 7 policemen for a retweet. Police personnel.
All right. Talking of social media, Facebook announced yesterday that they are dropping live selling on Facebook. So all those people who were using the live selling system now can't. It's just beyond belief. Yeah, don't build your house on somebody else's land.
Yeah.
There have been millions of people around the world using the Facebook live selling system to sell anything and everything, and it's just stopped, virtually stopped overnight. And if you go to and Karen's saying,
that's probably what I was speaking about, Stephen.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to research more into it, but obviously they've sort of given up. They're into the metaverse and virtual reality, and I just don't get it. Do you get virtual reality, John?
Sorry, you'd have to say that again. But ears are playing.
Okay. Are you interested in virtual reality?
No.
Headsets and everything?
No interest whatsoever.
Yeah. Peter?
Not virtual reality as such. I used to do games live. I used to do it. Go on my tank simulator, which was that's about the nearest I got to virtual reality. But as I say, people, did you ever remember that thing called Second Life?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
It used to crash your computer.
Yeah, because
It was
somebody
so.
was on that was speaking about that. A bit of a delay today, isn't there?
There is, yeah. I don't know whether it's me, the internet, or what. There is a slight delay. Yeah.
So, just to say, John, this is my new computer I've got on, and a van rolled up this morning, and it was a double glazing, putting in doors and that next door, and it was drilling and chopping and everything, and so I quickly put down crisp onto it, and that was a bit of a hassle putting on. But my phone is very loud. Oh, by the way, I better tell John. Look, I've got a new phone.
What is
Because
it?
I refused
Tell
to
us about the
pay.
phone, Peter.
Sorry?
What is it?
Tell us about the phone.
It's a Motorola, and it's a Motorola G50. Yeah. Not very well known, but I went in and bought it. £199 against paying £299 just for the face of the Samsung. I will never, ever buy an expensive phone again. Never. It's doing the job. End of. That's all I need. Works with my helmet. It works. It does everything. I'm happy. Never again.
Celia loves her Oppo 5G,
Yeah.
54 5G. That was 199 quid, and it does everything you would want.
Yeah. I sent away for a case for this, though it didn't fit, and it says, "Oh, it's for a." Do you know Amazon's great? I've bought a few things. I've had to get a foot cover, and yeah, and I've had to send a few things back lately. It's great. The post office is next to me. And I just go in, show them my barcode, and it's gone. Motorola smartphones. What's that?
I think that's the link
Yes.
to it, Peter.
Yeah. So that's,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to get it all set up, but it's not a standard phone because you can't get I can't. So, listen, John, sorry to hear you're ill. Where do you think you picked it up then?
From Celia. I don't know
Okay.
where Celia picked it up from, but she was ill on, she was ill on Sunday, and I became ill on Monday. It took a couple of days to get some test kits because we only had one.
Yeah.
Hence, I didn't have an actual test until Wednesday morning. So
Yeah.
Celia on the one kit we already had.
Sheila got it at a dog show. Remember when I was in Glasgow?
All right.
She got it there. Yeah. Do you know what I think would make you feel better? A short haircut, beard off. You'd be a new man.
But it can't go out. No.
It's serious.
I can't have a haircut. And I was going to have a haircut on Tuesday. It was booked, but I was too poorly to go.
Okay. Yes. Stephen.
The beard's never going to disappear, is it, John?
The beard will never disappear completely, but I did consider thinning like back, shall we say, and here's the trimmer. I just took it literally as I sat down here to go and do it here off charge. So that's ready to go. But
very good. I had a good shave this morning.
This is pretty gravelly. So
no, I've got something to mention. Have you got anything else, Stephen, you want to mention? Sorry.
I'm good for the moment.
What do you think of the FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago?
does it concern us? Is it of real interest? No.
It does concern us long term because everything concerns us, because if a government can get away with something, they'll do it here as well. We'll follow on. You know, the first president ever to get raided like that, and President Biden goes on holiday the next day with Hunter Biden. It's strange, you know. I have never felt so sick of American politics the way it's going on just now, you know. And whatever you say, whatever they do in America affects us eventually.
Yeah, the American way of doing things does cross the Atlantic, as Karen knows. Because she sends it over here. Yeah. Because it's just after, it's basically Karen is watching us at 4:26 in the morning.
Right.
So thank you, Karen.
Karen, where about in America are you? Tell us where you're from. Yeah, no, big place. Where about? I'm not at home in you.
No, you can.
Dallas. Yeah. You know, I watched a fascinating thing YouTube yesterday about the assassination of President Kennedy, and it was by an undertaker. It was fascinating the things that went on there.
I've been to Dallas.
Have you?
Yeah, in 1986, and I was working over in the States for 4 months for Apricot. It's a US subsidiary up over there, and I got taken to the Ewing home by the people who were there, and it's the first place I've ever been presented with a 32-ounce steak as well.
Wow. Wow. Do you know what I seen someone on tell?
Instead of pork ribs, we have pork ribs, but over there they have cow ribs.
I seen another thing at a restaurant. You know, you get break-ins, you got burglar alarms. Do you know what they sign up saying? Beware, burglars beware, rattlesnakes patrol the yard. Ooh, we don't like rattlesnakes. Ugh. Yeah. So Stephen's disappeared. So John, as I say, I've got builders outside. They're a bit quiet just now, but Crisp's worked excellently. It's done a good job, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to. So is this laptop? Is my new laptop? A lot of money. I'm doing a gig on Saturday, you see, and get all my stuff transferred. But I'd an outer disk, no one it plugs in. One was working okay, and the other one was corrupted. It was broken, and that caused a problem. It's quite a clear picture, this, from the laptop camera, is it?
It's not bad.
It's very good, Peter.
If it's a modern laptop, it should have the similar resolution as your Z920 anyway.
It's an Asus VivoBook, it's called. That's the name of it. Right, so John, what's the temperature in your place today?
Well, it's currently 25 degrees, but 33 degrees is forecast at the height of
Stephen? Wow.
Alexa, what is the temperature?
It's 26 degrees Celsius. Today, you can expect a high of 33 degrees.
Okay, just to translate, that's 85 to 90 Fahrenheit.
Hey,
Peter,
Google.
what's it with you?
Hey, Google, what is the temperature in Aberdeen at the moment? It's 22 degrees centigrade, and that's, just to let you know, folks, I'm away up in the northeast of Scotland, which is a different climate. That is warm for us.
And I'm in the middle of England.
Yeah.
And I'm in the bottom of England. So there we have it. We're spanning the...
I was absolutely, I see 75 in Dallas. Wow, I love heat.
But it's only 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
I done 23 mile on my bicycle yesterday. It's a bike I hadn't used for 3 years, but it's actually quite comfy. And I went out in it, and I done 15 mile, and I made a mistake of going into the city, and I had to come back up the hill to get back, which made and you know something, I was absolutely exhausted with the heat, climbing up that just a little section, you know. And
I mean, that's
my next door neighbour, Steve, he's been unwell on and off during the last 12 months, but he's been doing the Tommy, I've forgotten his name now, famous bike rider from the 50s and 60s. he's been doing his round Wales tour, but you don't actually go around Wales. You do local journeys, and then they add them up. And he's done 500 miles, and he's been raising money for the local Marie Curie hospice, and he completed his 500 miles yesterday. And he was quite surprised because he finished his journey at the hospice, which is not very far from us here, and the nurses all came out to see him.
Very good.
And they took photos of him at the outside the hospice by the side. So yeah.
Well, yesterday I took a lady out.
The name I was trying to think of.
Okay. I took two ladies out on electric bikes yesterday. They had electric bikes. Two sisters, 75 and 76. And I took them out west of Aberdeen to show them West Hill, name of the place, and come back. And then I was way ahead of them. I just couldn't believe the not the speed, but the stamina I've built up by going out every day. And I've got a lot of them, and I looked back and I seen one of them lying on the road, coming up a hill. It was a hard hill. Even the little electric bike, her legs couldn't take her anymore, so I had to go back and help. But for these 75 and 76, they've done a marvellous job. These electric bikes are brilliant. And I am seriously thinking of getting one for the business again, due to the cost of fuel. And I really am. I'm going to spend about £3,000 on a bike so I can go into the city, and I'd be loving it. Trouble is, I could go into my office, come back home, then have to go out again, come back home, or I could be in a city centre on my bike, and I need to go and get my van quickly, so I put it on full power and race up that road.
What's the maximum speed you can do?
Well, the law is 15.5 mile an hour that the motor can do, and it's 250 watts. But if you've got it going at 15.5, it won't do any more than that. The motor won't, but your legs do.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So it's called power assist. Yeah. So if my legs are going faster, I used to go up and people would look at me from their cars, and I just used to look at them and put my tongue out and laugh and everything, And they're marvellous. They're marvellous. They really are. They would get the nation fit again, and it's good. Yeah, I can't say no more about that.
So it's a hybrid then.
Well, you get different types. You get.
Oh no, I mean it's a hybrid between you and the electric motor.
Aye, yeah. So I met a kid. It looked like a motorbike. I said, "What's that?" He said, "Electric bike." He says he took off the pedals and he cut a wire and he can do 40 mile an hour. And I says to him, what police? He says, "I'm not worried about him." Just like you. But there you go. That's another thing. Would you get an electric scooter, guys, if they became legal?
No, I'm quite happy using my legs. I prefer to walk. I've looked at bikes. I haven't looked at electric bikes, but I looked at bikes and I thought, well, no, you can, just walk.
Well, the only way, just to let the people know in America, the only way you can use an electric scooter in the UK is if you hire one. They've got the hire. Did you know that?
Yeah, you can hire them all over the place in Birmingham.
But not up here. But the problem is, anybody else going out with their own scooter on a pavement on the road, I see them in Aberdeen, the police are quite right to stop them and confiscate them because they've no insurance or anything, because they're not legal yet in Britain. But I think it'll come. It'll come. They've got to come. And that's because of the price of fuel and everything. But it'll be a dangerous time with them because they go fast. Anyway, anything else?
A lot of them around here, because obviously it's a reasonably affluent area. And it's not just kids. Quite a lot of them are adults riding them.
I mean, you see people in suits and everything going to work in them. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to get their own lanes. Did you hear that really loud noise from my phone there?
No.
Well, it's literally the width of my hand here, the phone's right next to me, and I jumped out my skin just now, and you don't even hear it. Oh, listen, folks, if you don't have Crisp, see Stephen Healy. He's an affiliate, I think. Go and see him. Get the link for yourself from Stephen. It's one. Do you know how many people I tell about this and they don't do it? They don't use it.
Well, it's only when you get the noises around you. I mean, they've been putting a new bathroom in next door, and of course, with the heat, our windows are open, their windows are open, and I could hear it, but nobody on the broadcast has been able to hear it at all. It's just annoying when you get all these noises. You are today, Peter, with your workmen outside.
Yeah.
You can still hear them yourself, but if you're doing a live broadcast, nobody can hear a thing, which is the beauty of it. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying. My internet is rubbish at the moment, I've got to say. So if I'm bit pixelated, this is understandable because something's happened to our internet. We've got a firm called Gigabit, who are actually at the moment laying cables, and they're about 3 streets away. And this high-speed internet is actually coming to devices, which is good. When we'll actually get it, when it get to us, I don't know.
They laid the trunks. Yeah. When they put it in the ground, they do not put the cable in. They simply put the trunking in, and then a completely different team comes along a month or two later, and they put the cable in on the telegraph pole because it's supplied overhead. Yeah.
Right.
And they then they put a box at the top of the telegraph pole. They then leave a coil of cable ready to go down the side of the telegraph pole, which is then fed into the. Oh, you've gone. Can you still...
John's using a green screen.
Sorry?
Sorry, John.
Can you
still... your screen went green then when you move. Whenever you move, your screen goes green.
Right. Can you see?
Yeah.
I knocked the mouse off the desktop and all hell let loose. So another team then, when they've done, so phase 1 is the trunking, phase 2 is the telegraph poles, and phase 3 is to put cables in the trunking and then join the telegraph pole cable to the what's in the trunking. And we're on. We've just finished phase 2 here, so phase 3 is yet to be done. So it's not as instant as one had hoped, because I'm now out of contract with Virgin, and I haven't renewed my contract, so I'm on a sort of month-to-month basis because I'm interested to see what they finally get around to offering.
Yeah. Right, now you've had the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, John. Are you glad to be getting back to normal?
Yeah. Road traffic's been terrible there, and of course the flipping trains were on strike in the middle of it all. The mechanical bull has now found a home in the middle of the city, although no one knows how long it's going to stay. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, I wasn't excited about the games at all, so you know, have to see what happens.
Do you think it was good for the city?
Oh, definitely good for. I mean, it brought in millions. Yeah, you know, all these people coming into the city, all these teams. You know, they've all been spending money in the city. You know, but there are also rumours around, like the landscaping budget for the games was £5 million. You know, and we can't get them to spend tuppence on the allotments, which is quite annoying. But you know.
Yeah. And on the surface, there appears to have been no trouble at all.
I don't believe there's been any issues whatsoever of nastiness, whatever you want to call it, and the whole thing went pretty well. The only thing that spoilt it was Ozzy Osbourne singing at the end, because he can't sing any longer. He's
no, unfortunately.
So ruined by drugs, shall we say.
Yeah, but it's good to see so many countries getting together to just celebrate sport, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, Sheila's enjoyed it. She was watching the cycling, but to be honest, I've got no interest in it anymore. It doesn't bother me. Things are becoming too political.
Well, I enjoyed the cycling. I enjoyed watching other people cycling.
I didn't watch any of it on the telly whatsoever.
Now, Peter and I share a hobby, which is not cycling, obviously, but I just want to show you my latest gadget.
Ooh.
And it is this. Okay. This, I'm just waiting for the screen to change. This is my latest gadget. This is my new gimbal. This is a DJI OM5, and it's a beautiful piece of kit. I mean, they've shrunk. I mean, if you look at this is the carrying case for my old gimbal. Okay. This is the carrying case for the DJI OM5. There was a bit of and I did a test video yesterday. We went to the Quartz Garden, and it's getting close to being professional. Magnetic there. You put the way it works is this. I'm not going to give a big demonstration because I'm still learning it. As you said about your phone, Peter, I'm still learning about the gimbal. But basically, you can have your phone in its case, and you just put this magnet on the back, and then that magnet clips to this magnet. Yeah, and that's it. That's the setup. And I was impressed actually by the microphone on my mobile phone. Okay, so that's my new toy. It'll be going out with us out and about everywhere we go in August.
What is the advantage of a gimbal?
Right, the advantage of the gimbal, two things. Let's go back full screen. If you're shooting video on your mobile phone, just to give me a second. If you're shooting video on your mobile phone, all right, comme ça, then two things are a problem. If you're holding an expensive phone, which I've got to admit I am, then the thing you're worried about is actually dropping the phone. Yeah. So you're gripping the phone so tightly that you may miss your best shot. And the other thing is something that we can't avoid. If you go out walking, then you've got the fact that every step you take, every step you make, your phone, like you, is going up and down. Now, you don't notice that you're going up and down, but the mobile phone does, which means that when it's taking a shot, it's actually taking a moving shot, which is, well, if it's a family movie, it doesn't matter. But in terms of letting other people see it outside the family, if it's shaky like that, nobody's going to watch it. So what you want to do is you want to stop so that the phone is literally just in one place. Okay. And you go up and down and the phone stays where it is. That's basically why gimbals are so wonderful.
Okay. Do you know what? Going back to that, I went to a place, Johnston Gardens, the other day. It's a place in Aberdeen where all the brides go and get, and it's the first time I've really been round it. And I said, I wish I had something quick to film this and that. And you know, I'm going to show you something. I'll be 2 seconds.
Okay, Peter's going to be 2 seconds while he prepares. Yeah. So that's my newest gadget, the DJI OM5 gimbal.
I bought my gimbal 18 months, maybe even longer ago. I've barely used it.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to, but
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, Peter.
Yes.
The floor is yours.
You know, I like I like my cycling, right? And I've tried. I carry my mobile phone. I carry my battery charger, etc. But I had a bag here, and it was sliding, and I don't like bum bag things because they slip, and I was forever tightening it. And I thought like this is, if you've ever been a soldier, you used to get 58 webbing pattern, and they went to the trenches and things like this. And this is what I thought: shoulder bag, chest bag for cyclists. And here it is. Now.
Oh wow.
So, just give me a minute.
Yeah, you're all right. All right. I did yeah.
Right. So, just like a soldier. Now, I'm going to look for one if I can. Anyway, you would put it on there. Just takes a bit of sorting out. And you put it on like that. And then I'll do, well, you know the thing. So it goes like this. Put it higher. So I put my phone in there. And I put my battery charger there. And I put my wallet and money there. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a second phone. I'll pay 199 for a second phone, and I'm going to use it as a quick camera. If I put it on a gimbal, have a gimbal just ready to pull, so because I've got this, you see, I've got this, right, and I do that, and I'm wanting to get things quick to show people, you know, and but this has been absolutely marvelous. And I seen my cousin, I bumped into him, and he said, "What's this? Where'd you get that?" Everything I get, he gets because I got the folding helmet. But look at that. You just go and you help you. I just think it's been marvellous. You know? What do you think?
I think it looks good, Peter. I mean, it's functional, isn't it? It's
yes.
You've got everything where you need it. You don't have to scramble. Well, you don't have to rumble around to actually find things, which is good. Johnny, your camera.
I'll tell you something with the internet. I've yet to find something by putting the words into Google. Right? Just what I want, and that came up. There's hardly anything that I want doesn't come up. You know? And really happy with it. Really happy with it. I'm going to see if there's a bigger one.
John's got his gimbal. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Now, first thing, John. John. Set your, if you can, set to original background on XSplit if you can.
Yeah.
Because okay. No.
Hang on.
Okay. That's it. Now we can see you gimbal when you show it to us.
Now what's a heavier looking one, is it?
Yeah, it's also a fancy one. It's got all these controls and functions and things, which I've never used.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? And Stephen, how much does that DJI one cost?
This is 139.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is it Bluetooth? Is it Bluetooth to the phone?
Yeah. There's an app called Mimo. It basically, let's just go through its other features whilst we're here. You can put it onto a tripod. Okay, you screw the tripod in. Let's go through the feature set, and then you can expand the tripod. So you've got, I'll go back a bit. So you've got 3 legs. Yeah. The thing is then with the Mimo software, you can get it to track you. So you can use your mobile phone and the Mimo software, and it will actually use its AI, artificial intelligence, to actually track you as you move about. So if you wanted to film yourself doing a Kaylee or anything, then you could use this to do it. The other thing is that because you can put it on its tripod like that, then obviously you get a better picture, a better stable picture on your phone, because we know that the cameras on mobile phones are far better than the webcams we can get. Best we can get on a webcam is 4K. My Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is 8K, so it is the best camera.
I done that. Yeah, I put a post out on LinkedIn. I don't really I keep an eye on it, but I put a poster about my mobile office, going down to the cafe in Union Street and on the bike, and doing work from a cafe and things like that. You know, it's amazing how people make comments on it. Do you follow me on LinkedIn, by the way? No, that's fine.
Not me.
No.
I don't phone anybody, to be honest. I use text messages or bring them into my BeLive studio.
Yeah, do you know something? So I hardly use my friends at Facebook anymore either. I don't post anything as much now anymore. It's quite interesting.
I'm guilty of posting at least 15 to 20 times a week.
Okay.
A mixture of video and photographs from our weekend trips.
Yeah.
I
think TikTok's going to do better long term, even with business.
No, it's the same. Facebook have killed live selling. We'll find out what that means in the next couple of days. Amazon Live is just going from strength to strength, really. At the moment, BeLive, myself and Nick Wood and Grant Saunders and Efrahin from the States have been broadcasting for BeLive with Daniel Meyer, the CEO. We've been going live on Mondays on Amazon Live, and we're waiting with bated breath to find out when BeLive become an insider on Amazon Live and able to sell on Amazon Live. So fingers and toes crossed that will come to pass. Yeah. So that's that. And I've got other news which I'll share with you at the end of this broadcast. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's look. Is there any news at all today? I don't know whether there is news. Heat wave, a 4-day extreme heat wave warning comes into effect. Basically saying for southern and central England and parts of Wales runs from midnight on Thursday until Sunday. Yeah, so the heat wave will affect health, transport, and working conditions.
Yeah.
So if we think it's bad now, it's going to get worse over the weekend.
That's something. I'm looking at my data for my wasp control. July last year was the busiest month we had, but this year it's down dramatically, and the phone's not ringing so much just now. It's maybe because people are too hot, and I just don't know what's happening. You know.
I just want to go. I want to go with that thought, Peter. Are insects disappearing?
Well, you've got all those. They've got all those insecticides, and you know, there must be something happening. You know, and we've got to control them, but only when they're a pest. You know. But mine's just public health pests. But we've even got cockroaches this week. We'll speak to the guy, and it actually goes in cycles. You'll get something. It took me 10 years to see a bed bug, believe it or not, a live one. Now we see them quite often, and it's just circumstances, and so it's quite interesting.
Definitely appear to be making a comeback around here. We're definitely seeing a lot more bees.
Yeah,
but we're not seeing many wasps at all.
No,
I reckon.
I agree with that.
Yeah, on you go, Stephen.
Okay, I agree with that, John. I mean, we put together. I'm just clicking through the photos here just to get.
Yeah.
I need to go the other way. So, right. Just want to bring Angelica on the show, and then go from Angelica to the wild garden. Okay, and this used to be a 30-foot tree. It's now a wild garden. The tree was taken down by tree surgeons, and a wild garden was planted there. And there are bees and wasps about visiting every single day. But I don't get the feeling there aren't as many insects flying around as there used to be. I mean, the only flies we've had, this sounds strange because have been around the chicken run. Yeah, there's been nothing near the house. Yeah, even though we've got the sort of guard on the door, a curtain thing, so that flies can't get in. We can get out, but flies can't get in. And then we've got the cat trap to stop the cat getting in. But I do think that the number of insects, I mean, if you remember, if we go back 20, 30 years, if you went for a drive in the country in the summer, your windscreen will be full of midges.
That's right.
Dead midges. Now it doesn't happen. Yeah. Does it? To the same extent?
No.
Some of that changes in aerodynamics of car design. So the car is designed airflow front-wise to throw the insects over the top of the car and not hit your screen.
Yeah.
This was a topic of discussion about 4 weeks ago, funnily enough, on a live that I watched, where this clever guy says it's the change in the angles of the car bonnets and the things, so you don't hit them. Don't know how true that is, but that's what was said.
The forum that I'm in, a couple of forums, it's always the same every year. How much wasp you getting wasp? You getting wasp? And mainly the English guys, and I watched them, but they're all saying this year is going to be a late wasp summer. You know, usually it's really busy, but they reckon it's going to be a late wasp summer this year. And it's like ice cream salesmen. A lot of these guys depend on that money to see them through winter. You know, and I've seen a decline in business, and I'm actually getting people cancelling their contracts because they can't afford to pay me, and I'm also cancelling people's contracts because they're not paying me.
That's the other thing, isn't it? People are cutting back. People are cutting back on Netflix. Anything that's not essential has got to go.
Yeah.
For some people.
I mean,
and then
to explain pest control for you, people, they'll love you when the Environment Health comes in and they demand you to get pest control sorted out. We come in, we do our bit. Maybe a couple of years later, they think they don't need you. And then if they cancel us, we go in and we pick up our equipment. They say, what are you doing? So we're picking up our equipment. You don't need us. I paid for that. I says, no, you paid for us. That's ours. We use that. That's our equipment to service the business. And we'll pick it all up. And that's you wide open again should anything happens. You know? And that's what pest control is about. 99% is prevention better than cure. And I've had that a couple of times, but we paid for that. So no, you haven't. And we've had people not let us in. So if you don't let us in, we'll just go to the HSE and tell them. And you'll get a knock on the door. And you never know what they'll find. It's for nasty people, because we do get them, you know. We do get them. So, just to give you an insight.
Yeah.
As we're guests still here.
John, it's over to you.
Gosh, it's 11 o'clock already. Where did the day go? Well, the day has gone, and the man in the bright T-shirt in Scotland, he'll be off on his bike soon.
Correct.
Stephen will be getting ready for his Amazon broadcast, and I'm going to go and lie down and die. So it's goodbye in the Midlands, it's goodbye from him in Scotland, and it's goodbye from our friend in the east of the southwest. Bye.
Bye.